So we have already discussed about the solids and its types. Now we will discuss about projection of solid. In case of projection of solid, there may be any solid, maybe any prism, maybe any pyramid, maybe cylinder, and maybe cone. And these solid may be placed in our first quadrant in different manner. Generally, there are 5 ways by which we can place a solid in first quadrant. Suppose taking the example of a cylinder and we are placing it here. First, now consider this surface as HP plane. Consider this vertical surface as a VP plane. And now this solid may be placed like this. And if this solid is placed like this, what we can say? We can say a cylinder is placed in first quadrant in such a way that its axis is perpendicular to this HP plane and its axis is parallel to this VP plane. If solid is placed like this, what we can say? We can say there is a solid that is cylinder and it is placed in first quadrant in such a way that its axis is just vertical, or we can say the axis is perpendicular to HP and parallel to VP. The second way by which we can place our solid in first quadrant may be like this. Now, if the solid is placing like this, what we can say? There is a cylinder, there is a solid. This is placed in first quadrant in such a way that their axis is perpendicular to this VP plane. This axis is perpendicular to this VP plane and this axis is parallel to this HP plane. There may be third way by which we can place this solid, and third way may be like this. And if the solid is placing like this, what we can say? The axis of the solid is inclined to HP plane. This is HP. The axis of the solid is inclined to HP plane and the axis of solid is parallel to VP plane. The third way by which we can place solid like this, and the fourth way by which we can place solid may be like this. Here, in case of third, it was inclined to HP. In fourth case, we can incline it with VP. We can give inclination with VP. This inclination. In fourth way, we can place solid like this, and in this case, we can say there is a solid. Considering there is a cylinder, it is placing in first quadrant in such a way that this axis, its axis is inclined to VP and its axis is parallel to HP plane. The fourth way by which we can place our solid in first quadrant, and there may be fifth way. Fifth way may be inclined to both the plane. Maybe solid may be inclined to HP plane and inclined to VP plane like this. This is with inclination with HP, and if slightly inclined like this, this inclination with VP. The solid may be placed like this, inclination with HP and inclination with VP. So what I said there may be any solid, maybe cylinder, maybe cone, maybe any prism, maybe any pyramid. Any particular solid may be placed in our first quadrant in different manner. I explained there are 5 manner by which we can place that solid. First one is solid may be perpendicular to HP and parallel to VP. And when we are placing our solid in first quadrant, we are talking with respect to its axis. This is the first way. Axis may be perpendicular to HP and parallel to VP. This is second way. Axis may be perpendicular to VP and parallel to HP. This is third way. Axis may be inclined to HP and parallel to VP. This is fourth way. Axis may be inclined to VP and parallel to HP. And this is fifth way. Inclined to HP and inclined to VP. Now, taking an example. First example, this is the easiest example. Like suppose this is a cylinder and we are placing in first quadrant in this manner. And now I will ask you, if you are viewing it from the front, which type of image you will get on vertical plane? and if you are viewing from the top, what image you will get on this HP plane? So obviously your answer will be, when we will see this solid from the top, whatever diameter of solid is there, we will get a circle on this HP plane, and when we will view it from the front, we will get a rectangular shape on the vertical plane. On HP there will be circle equal to the diameter of this cylinder, and on VP we will get a rectangle of size, whatever the diameter will be there that side, and whatever the height is there, with that size we will get a rectangle on this. Now question is arising here. First, what you will do? You will draw the circle here, or you will draw the rectangle here. The answer is that try to draw the image on that plane where you are getting the shape of the base. Are you getting my point? I am saying that try to draw that image first on which plane you are getting their base shape. In this case, when you are viewing from the top, then we will get this circular shape on HP plane. So base shape we are getting on HP plane. So in this case, first of all, we will draw a circle here on HP plane, and with respect to that circle, we will draw the second image, a rectangular shape on the VP, and that is what it is mentioned here also. When the axis of the solid perpendicular to HP, when the axis of the solid perpendicular to HP, it means I am talking this type of situation. When the axis of the solid is perpendicular to HP, axis of the solid is perpendicular to HP and parallel to VP. In this case, a solid when placed on HP with its axis perpendicular to it, then it will have its base on HP. Then it will have its base on HP. This is the simplest position in which a solid can be placed. Now, when the solid is placed with the base on HP position, in the top view, the base will be projected in its true shape. In the top view, the base will be projected in true shape. Hence, when the base of the solid is on HP, the top view is drawn first, and then the front view and side views are projected from it. Is it okay? Now we can see there is a solid. This is our solid cylinder, and it is placing in this way. So on top view, here it is a XY line, that is reference line, and below that reference line we have HP plane, and above that reference line we have a VP plane. This is XY line. In case of first angle projection, in case of first quadrant, this is VP and this is HP. And when the solid is placing like this, we are getting circular shape on HP plane. So we will draw this circular shape on HP plane, and after that by projection line this, and whatever the height is given, we will draw that height. This will be its front view, and this circle will be its top view. This is what it is given here also. This is our solid, and it is placed in first quadrant in such a way that this solid, this axis of the solid is perpendicular to HP and parallel to VP. In that case, we will get this circular shape on HP, and we will get this rectangular shape on VP. I think it will be clear to you. Now, just changing our solid. Now, if we have a second solid considering cone, this is cone, and if this is our HP plane, this is our VP plane, and if this cone is placed like this, what we can say, there is a cone, and it is placed in first quadrant in such a way that its axis is perpendicular to HP, and its axis is perpendicular to HP, and its axis is parallel to VP. Draw its projection. In this case, when we will view this solid from the top, we will get this much of circle portion here, a circular image, and when we will view it from the front, we will get this type of structure, some rectangular shape. So in case of this cone, first of all draw XY line. Above this reference line XY line, this is our VP plane, yani it means VP plane, vertical plane, and below this here we have HP plane. And now in this position, what we have said, there are two images. In front view we are getting a triangular shape, and in top view we are getting a circle. So my question is again that when which view you will draw first, this triangle shape or this circle? So what I explained, try to draw image on that plane, either maybe on HP plane or maybe on VP plane, where you are getting the base shape. If this solid is placed in this way, when we will view it from the top, we will get circle, means base shape we are getting on HP plane. So on HP plane we will draw this shape, whatever the diameter or radius may be there, and after that whatever the height will be there, we will draw this center line, and after that we will make this. This is what it is given here. So this was the first position by which we can place our solid. Now if the solid is second position, if the solid is placing like that, what we can do now? In this case, now the second position may be when the axis of the solid perpendicular to VP. When the axis of the solid is perpendicular to this VP plane, in this position what we will do? Hence in the front view, base will be projected in true shape. Therefore, when the axis of the solid is perpendicular to VP, the front view is drawn first, and then the top and side views are drawn from it. Here the second question may be considered. When a cylinder rests on HP with its axis perpendicular to VP, one of its generator will be on HP. If the solid is placing like this, this is the condition. In this case, when we will view from the top, this is HP plane, we will get a rectangular shape on this HP plane. And if solid is here, and when we are viewing from the front, this circular shape we will get on the vertical plane. So we know that on HP we will get rectangle, on VP we will get circle. Again the question is same. What we will draw first? Either circle on the VP first or rectangle on the HP first. So I have explained already. Try to draw that image on that plane, either on HP or on VP, where you are getting its base shape in true shape. If the solid is placed in this way, in this case, when you will view from the front, then you are getting this circle, and when we are viewing from the front, the circle will generate on the VP plane. So first of all, what we will do, here we can see, first of all draw XY line, This is our VP plane, this is our HP plane. And if the solid is placing like this, the circular shape, the circle image we will get on the VP plane here, and whatever the length height it is given, when we will view it from the top, we will get this height, this length on HP. So on HP, whatever the axis length is given, maybe 60, 80, maybe whatever. This is what it is drawn here. If a cone is here and it is if placed like this, in this case, when we will view from the front, we will get this circle area on the VP plane, and when we will see this object from the top, we will get this triangular shape on the HP plane. For this case, what we can do, we can draw XY line. This is our VP plane, this is our HP plane. Whatever the circle radius or diameter is given, draw that circle radius diameter here. After that, whatever the length or axis length is given, draw that axis length here and draw the projection line here, and from here to here you can draw. This is what it is drawn here. So in this class we will discuss two positions only. First, when the solid is placed like this, and second, when the solid is placed like this. First question which we have to draw on our drawing sheet, and second question which we have to draw on our drawing sheet, it is given here. We will discuss that question. Third question and fourth question I will discuss in next lecture. So here is the first question for you. Draw the projection of a pentagonal prism. Means here the solid is a pentagonal prism. Draw the projection of a pentagonal prism resting in HP on their base 25 mm and height 50 mm. Means we are talking about this pentagonal prism. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pentagonal shape on base, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pentagonal shape on the top. It means this is a pentagonal prism. We are talking about this solid. Draw the projection of pentagonal prism resting in HP on their base 25 mm. We are talking about this. This is 25 mm. This is 25 mm. This is 25 mm. And height 50 mm. We are talking about this axis length or height. This is 50 mm. Its axis is perpendicular to HP and parallel to VP. Suppose this is HP plane and this is VP plane. See, its axis is perpendicular to HP plane and parallel to VP. See, this axis is perpendicular to HP and parallel to VP. And one edge of the pentagonal prism is perpendicular to VP. What it means? It means if the solid is placing like this, obviously when we will view it from the top, we will get here a pentagonal prism. And this pentagonal, we will get a pentagonal shape here on the HP. And this pentagonal shape may be like this. This pentagonal shape may be like this. This pentagonal shape may be like this. So it is clearly mentioned here. It is placed in such a way that one edge of the pentagonal prism, we are talking about this edge, one edge of the pentagonal prism is perpendicular to VP. It means here in this case, this edge is perpendicular to VP plane. So here we can see this edge is perpendicular to VP. So first of all, we will draw a pentagonal shape on the HP plane in such a way that one edge of the pentagonal prism will be perpendicular to VP, is this, and after that 108 angle we will draw, and this length is given 25 mm. After 108, 25 mm length, after 108, 25 mm length, after 108 angle, 25 mm length, after 108, 25 mm length. We will draw a pentagonal shape here, and after that we will draw a projection line, this green line, continuous thin line you are looking here. We will draw projection line upward, and with reference to XY line, this is our XY line and this is VP plane, this is HP plane. With respect to this XY line, whatever the height is given, here it is mentioned height is 50 mm. From here we will draw a 50 mm length, 50 mm height. From here we will draw 50 mm, from here we will draw 50 mm, and this type of rectangular shape we will get here. And why we are getting here three lines, first, second, third, we can see easily here. This is first line which we are getting here, this is second line which we are getting here, and this is third edge which we are getting here. So this was our first question to solve on the sheet. And what is the second question? This is second question. And yes, one more thing, when we will draw this pentagonal shape here, just we can see, here are two bases, one is on bottom and upper face. So consider upper face is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 corners. 1 first corner, second corner, third corner, fourth corner, fifth corner. And considering 5 bottom corners, considering A, B, C, D, E. With respect to 1 here, A, B, C, D, E. So this is what I have written here. 1 means upper faces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On bottom, A, B, C, D, E. A, B, C, D, E. So upper is considering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is why it is mentioned here. With 1 and 5, numeric number will come upward and alphabet will come on bottom. Why? We are considering this portion A, B, C, D, E. We are considering this portion 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 and 5 line is going here. 4 and